part of the executive, not President Obama, but of the three branches, which do you feel closest to? Who says the executive branch? And it's Mrs. Obama, I guess. Who feels closest to the legislative branch? And the judicial branch. You used to be a member of Congress as governor, and you've thought about these issues. What is the proper role? And I know this is getting a little bit more intellectual, but what is the proper role and relationship between the executive, the legislative, and the judicial? Because the next president is going to have to set a new tone.
You're exactly right. First of all, thank you very much for having me. Look, I think this president, and it was a very tough question you just asked, because we've got a president who's made it a consistent practice to ignore the Constitution, ignore the laws. As conservatives, we can't say it's okay for a Republican president to do that. We don't want to set that precedent. So on the first day, as president, I'm going to rescind his illegal amnesty orders. I'm going to rescind all the exemptions and the special rules he's made in Obamacare and go back to the rule of law. Second,
people have been watching all day know this. I want you to say in terms of the next president, because this isn't a campaign appearance here. Nobody wants to get sued.
All right. Secondly, in terms of the proper role of the courts, the greatest violation we've seen was 2 weeks ago when in 1 week they couldn't be bothered to read a dictionary or a constitution. I said we might as well just get rid of the court to save some money. Hillary Clinton didn't like that. She criticized that yesterday. So I'm a reasonable person. Let's just get rid of 2/3 of the court. There are 3 of them I don't mind keeping. We need justices who don't look to international law or opinion polls. If they want to make law, they should run for Congress. They need to apply the United States Constitution, not anything else. By the way, no earthly court can change for me the definition of marriage. As a Christian, I believe it's between a man and a woman. That is not the role for any court in this land. In terms of finally Congress, Frank, I think we need structural changes. It's not enough just to have Republicans in charge. We need term limits, balanced budget amendments. We need to stop them from becoming lobbyists.
What happens when the court makes a decision that you don't like? Well, the court decided what a marriage is. Are you going to ignore that as president?
Well, as president,
should the president ignore it?
And I like the way you asked it the first time. But that's all right. You're on rules. That's all right.
Thank you for that.
The next president, I'll get better. The next president, I think, should do what we did in Louisiana, issue an executive order immediately, saying the federal government will not discriminate or take action against any individual or business that has a traditional view of marriage. We're not going to cut their tax rights. We're not going to fire them. The next president will appoint as many as 1 to 4 Supreme Court justices. Right, here's my frustration. How many of you are wondering how the Democratic justices were going to rule? Nobody. We all knew how they were going to rule. We're here because of Roberts and Kennedy. The Democrats, they were nominated by Republicans. When the Democrats nominate justices, they nominate liberals, and they make no apologies for it, and a bunch of Senate Republicans vote to confirm them. When Republicans nominate justices, our presidents pretend. They say, we're going to find somebody who's never made a ruling, somebody who's never had a legal writing, and we're going to pretend that we don't have any idea what they believe. Why not instead say, you know what, I'm nominating a conservative who will apply the Constitution. I'll find somebody from the Federalist Society. I don't want a Roberts or Kennedy, and I certainly don't want any of the other people.
I'll have 2 questions in a moment, so if you got questions for the governor, please line up at the microphones. But I just want to be clear that you are saying that even if the Supreme Court says this is the law of the land, you're prepared, you think the next president should say to the Supreme Court, I'm sorry, you're wrong.
Well, look, clearly the Supreme Court is wrong. for the federal laws and constitutional amendments will give us our 10th Amendment rights back. I'm for the federal constitutional amendment that defines marriage between a man and a woman. The executive...
The whole Constitution.
I'm for the whole Constitution.
Everything.
And that's why I'm for an executive order and a law that reinforces... This is a new law. Our First Amendment rights, the Founding Fathers put this in the First Amendment, saying we've got religious liberty rights. The government should not be able to fire me. The government should not be able to take away my tax status. The government should not be able to discriminate against me for being a Christian and wanting to live my life according to my beliefs. That's the fact.
And I know that earlier in your career you faced some discrimination, and that some believe that you did not get one of the offices that you sought because the people voted based on your ethnicity rather than your ideas and your record. Can you explain what it's like to go through that, to know that you deserve that job, but because of your ethnicity, you're being denied it?
Well, a couple of things. I've never believed I've been discriminated against. Now, I do think the Democrats tried. They've run ads, they've attacked me, they attacked me for being a Christian, they tried to say false things about me. But frankly, my experience has been this. I think as Americans, we need to stop the hyphenated Americans and divisions. Americans or Asian Americans or rich or poor Americans, we're all Americans. And this is very important for me, and I say this to my children as well. I say this not only as a governor, but as a father. I'm not a victim. We've got too many victims in this country. This president's trying to turn us all into victims. I think I'm the best candidate to be president. I wouldn't run if I didn't, but I'm going to win not based on the color of my skin. I'm going to win based on my ideas, my experience, what we have done, and the fact that I'm willing to go to D.C. and take on the establishment in both the Republican and the Democratic parties to get us off the path to socialism.
Okay, we're going to go to questions. We've got someone in the front left. Microphone 1.
Iowa. It is paradise here.
It's a little warm, but yeah, it is paradise. I'll bring it up.
This is a question related in the existing culture war going on. What should the next president do to restore, take back, and continue to maintain my freedoms, my liberties, and that of everybody else in this auditorium?
That's a great question. So in terms of restoring our liberties, I think there are at least 3 things the next president has to do. Number one, we've talked about this a little bit, but right now the left is trying to take God out of the public square. They're trying to secularize our country. And I've said this before, you've heard me, and I'm going to keep saying this until Hillary Clinton actually understands it. America did not create religious liberty. Religious liberty created the United States of America. Rein in the IRS. We need a lower, flatter tax code so they are not running our lives. Third, we to explicitly tell these bureaucracies and agencies what they're not allowed to do. So the Federal Department of Education has no business trying to push Common Core in our classrooms. The EPA has no business trying to regulate water in your backyard. The DOJ has no right trying to take away your Second Amendment rights to own firearms. I'm so sick and tired of all these scandals. I'm ready for some of these bureaucrats to lose their jobs, lose their benefits, and go to prison. In jail, you won't have these scandals again. They're all getting books. Nobody's getting fired. So those are the three things we do. We've got to shrink the government to restore our freedom. So you've got, absolutely. So you've got today, you've got the president saying he's going to pick and choose which immigration laws he's going to enforce. You've got sanctuary cities. Now here's the irony. They're violating federal law, but they're getting federal grants. For the very purpose of the law, they're not enforcing. They're getting dollars to lock up people that are here illegally, to detain them, turn them over to ICE. They're not doing that. They're still getting those grants. You've got the Supreme Court rewriting the law. So as president, the next president needs to first not only overturn those executive orders, should be a 5-year sentence. They should be a felony if they do that. There needs to be real consequences. We can't have people picking and choosing the laws. You know, the left loves to tell us, well, look, you got to follow the law, except when they don't want to follow the law. When it comes to Obamacare and immigration laws, they don't follow.
The next president has to be able to work with the Democrats. It cannot just be your way or the highway. You've done a very good job of describing what's wrong with them. How do you ever work with them? Why would they ever work with you?
It's a great question. So look, 3 things. President Reagan got tax cuts, reinvested in the Pentagon, and won the Cold War, even though he had a Democratic majority in Congress. How did he do it? He didn't compromise his principles. He went around Congress to the American people, and he convinced them he was right. You've got to make structural changes in Congress, not just Democrats. I'm having trouble working with some of these Republicans in Congress, too. That's not exactly. They're going to have trouble with me. I'm not going to have trouble with them. I'm not real worried about that. I think you need term limits. I don't think we need a permanent governing class. They go to become members of Congress. They become lobbyists. We need a part-time legislature. What the founding fathers intended was they left their jobs, they left their farms, they left their factories, worked part-time, came back home, to live under the same rules and regulations that apply to the rest of us.
I will ask you again, is there anything, can you name 3 issues where you will find it relatively easy to get something done with the Democrats?
Sure. Well, look, in Louisiana, this is my 3rd point. In Louisiana, we did, for example, school choice reform, where the dollars follow the child instead of the child following the dollars. We trust parents. Whether it's homeschooling, private schools, we trust parents. Public schools, we trust parents. 50% of the Senate Democrats, a quarter of the House Democrats voted for that. A lot of children that are in some of the worst public schools today are in the poorest zip codes. That's not right. And a lot of Democrats understand that the teacher unions are staying in the way of those kids getting a great education. They will work with us on school choice. Secondly, the next president has to stand with Israel, has to stop Iran from becoming a nuclear power, has to declare war on radical Islamic terrorism by name. There are Democrats that want to stand with Israel. There are Democrats that are national security Democrats that are Americans first before we are Democrats, before we are Republicans that will work with us. Third, we've got to grow our private sector economy. Look, as an example, this president has turned his back on energy, has turned his back on the Keystone Pipeline. There are private sector unions that want those good-paying manufacturing and energy-related jobs in our country. There are Democrats that will work with me or the next president, will work with the next president to bring good-paying jobs back to America by reining in the EPA, cutting and lowering taxes. The last time we had successful tax reform, lower and flatter taxes, was actually back in Reagan. In the late 80s, was bipartisan. The reason I say both parties have to give up their carve-outs and special interests, that means Republicans and Democrats. And by the way, I say we should pay them on a per diem basis. Let me be clear. I mean you pay them every day they stay outside of D.C., not every day they go to D.C.
Nowadays, there's more people on welfare than ever. There's a lot of abuse, and I'm wondering how you would handle that and how you would handle people abusing the system.
That's a so, look, my wife teases me. She says if she asks me what I want for dinner, everything's 3 parts. Almost I've got 3 things, not a lot of that, but there are 3 things I want to say in response to that. One of the most successful reforms in the 90s, bipartisan was welfare reform. And the idea was welfare should be temporary. It should help people get back on their feet, and they should go to work or get an education. There had to be accountability. enforcement, and we've got to stop. And this brings me to my second point. We've got to change our culture. We've got to move away from a culture of dependence where we celebrate dependence instead of celebrating people getting good paying private sector jobs. That is a culture. This is an administration. Look, give Bernie Sanders credit. At least he's honest. At least he admits he's a socialist. Hillary Clinton and President Obama, they're no better. They're just not honest about it. They want government. They celebrate record high food stamps and record low participation rate in the workforce. They're changing the American dream. The most dangerous thing they're trying to do is change the definition of America. We've got to stop that. Otherwise, we will be young. The third thing, I trust states. And so I think there need to be, whether it's Medicaid or other aspects of welfare, give global grants to the state, give them flexibility, give them accountability. I bet you if you secretly survey Democratic governors and said, we'll give you 85 cents on the dollar for some of these programs, but we'll give you freedom from the red tape and bureaucracy, it's not just the Republicans who would take that. I bet you there are Democrats that would anonymously say, absolutely, we can do a better job because the federal government wastes so much money paying these one-size-fits-all programs. So there are legal reforms. We can get back to the spirit of the 90s bipartisan welfare reform. But folks, I'm telling you, we have got to fight to get our culture back. The American dream is about growth and opportunity. It's not about redistribution, envy, or government dependence. And that's what's at stake.